Yes, guys, hope you're doing outstanding. I've put together an incredibly intensive content planning format and framework for you to work off the back of to really kind of move things forward and achieve some amazing results. So there's a lot involved in this, but ultimately, if you can get to a point where you have your personal brand really well built out, it's going to make your conversations, your setters are having with DMs, it's going to make your sales tools, it's going to make everything exponentially easier. And this framework I'm going to run you through is going to allow you to do this. And it's literally stuff I literally walk the walk and I've done myself. If you want to take my personal Instagram page as an example, we're averaging at the moment anywhere between 15 to 30 million views every single month. We've grown this page by a substantial amount of followers, and we're also getting anywhere between 5 to 10 qualified options via this lead magnet that we can call or work with. So like, this is stuff that's working in real time for some of our best performing clients. This is also stuff that's working literally in real time for me right now, and it's honestly such an exciting opportunity and such an exciting time, because right now the way social media is and the way content is, it's easier than ever to grow. It's easier than ever to get attention if you just do the right things. And this video and this training is going to run you through exactly how you can do the right things to really, really grow and do exponentially. And so there's going to be so much value in this, right? The first thing I want to run you through is like starting here, right? And you're starting on this kind of super important thing, right? Starting here. There's a few things to keep in mind. It's like three pillars, three bullet points, right? The first one I really want to run you through is like, who are you and who are you? Like, and I'm just having this more of a like one-to-one style, like down to earth style conversation, but who are you as a person? And what I mean by that is, who are you outside of coaching? Who are you as a person? What do you believe in? What do you stand against? What are your hobbies and what are you like as a person? If someone was to meet you outside of the gym, if they were to sit down with you and have a coffee, what was the kind of vibe, what's the kind of impressions they would get? And honestly, look at yourself, look at your content, and look at kind of how your content comes across, and look at if that actually gives the impressions of that, because that's so important. And like I mentioned here, is will people feel like they actually know the real you after following you for 10 days? There's so much noise out there. There's so much people creating. There's so many people creating content now. Like there's even AI creating content. There's going to be even more more content ever being created. So what people kind of crave more than ever is genuine connection and genuine like trust, right? So I think one of the most important things here is just making sure your content, your personal brand is personal, and it gets yourself across. It gets who you are, what you believe in, what you stand for, and what you're against, because that is what your favorite creators are literally doing right now on social media. So the most important thing is just making sure you get your personal message, your personal brand, your personal feelings, your personal uh, feelings about life, about what you believe in really coming across on social media, and it's going to make it so much easier for people to feel like they know, like, and trust you, that eventually when the time is right they will actually want to work with you. So this is, I put this first because in my opinion it's one of the most important, if not the most important thing to do, and it's one of the biggest things people do wrong also in general, or miss doing as a whole, right? That's step one. So I would go as far as literally sitting down, and I do this every year. I sit down and I literally write on pen and paper. I write this out. I literally go through this bullet point and just write out, what am I working towards? What do I believe in? What do I stand against? What do I stand for? What are the values I have as a person? And then I build this out, and then I tailor my content and message to actually get this across as much as possible on social media. And that's so important. The second thing from here is like, what are the actual problems um, you are solving? Like, people don't want to feel like they're being sold to. People want to feel like they're going on a journey, and there's a real problem that um, you're solving and a real thing that you're helping. So, what is the actual problem your coaching is solving? If you are a health coach, the problem you're helping people with is overcome overcome health issues and achieve a particular result. Like that should be the things you're talking about. You shouldn't be talking about how much check-ins they get, or you shouldn't be talking about what kind of app they use. And you should really be talking about the problem, and you should really be getting your energy and your passion across about the problem you're solving people overcome, because this is like people buy based on this, people buy based on emotions, and they justify with logic. If you can do this here, it's an absolute game changer. So that'd be step one. Um, and how are you solving it? You can then talk about it. How are you going to be solving this problem? That's when you can talk about. So if you're talking about for example, let's go back to the health scenario. If you're helping people get better health and improve their hormones, the way you do this might be through these kind of step by step program of the program. They might get one-to-one calls with you. They might get specific programming. Like that's how this is being solved. I would talk about that, and people can then be like, okay, I see the problem they're solving. I see how the program does this. It will make sense. I have a lot more trust and I have a lot more confidence. If you're not going to have price objections, people are going to be much more open to jumping in the pool because they can actually justify all of this, right? Super important. And then also from here as well as a follow-up is like, why have you actually created this program? What's the specific reason you've created this program? Like, why did you decide to do this? And people have resistance towards feeling like they're being sold to. So what is the very specific reason? Like, why did you decide to do this? Why did you decide to create a program? What's the reason? Was it like 5 years ago you struggled because you were a fat kid? Now you found fitness and you solved this and have a lot more confidence, for example. This is a very kind of clear reason as to why you've done it. Like, if you can kind of get that feeling across, like a lot of the time specifically in the health and fitness niche, a lot of the time people had the same issue that they're trying to solve from 5 years ago. If you can talk about this here and you can talk about this very clearly as why you decided to do this, people can be like feel kind of part of this mission, part of this journey, and then they're much more kind of likely to move ahead and actually have all of those connected. And then the last one here is there proof of you doing what you say it does? And is there proof of the program, the service doing what it says it does? And is there proof of you solving that problem? And most coaches forget about this, but proof of you doing what you say you do is also you going out and you getting in shape, for example. You've already done that. You've already done the hard work. The proof is already done. So that's one part you can do. Is there proof of a client doing this? Is there proof of you coaching a client and getting some quick wins? Like, it doesn't have to be this massive before and after where someone's lost 120 kilos or gone from 120 kilos to 70 kilos. It doesn't have to be a massive before and after. It just needs to be proof from them going from step one of the journey to get into step 4 and 5. If people can start to see this and people can start to visualize the steps, again, it makes your sales process on the back end so much easier. So that's the second bit here in terms of what problems are you solving and how are you solving it. So these two connect really well, because especially here, why you face it, it could be because you had this problem or someone you know had this problem, or whatever reason it is, it probably connects to this as who you are and what you believe in. Last step of the fundamentals is, what are the first impressions you want to give someone that lands on your page? And I see this all the time actually, and it's a mistake I've made myself as well. There's a bit of incongruency and we very quickly switch off when we see incongruency. And I'll give you a very good example of this. If you get a copywriter in your request folder right now that's message you saying, hey bro, hey girl, I can get you 120 million views in the next 2 weeks, so you're on pay. Then you click on their profile, they haven't got 120 million views and they haven't got any followers. There's no incongruency and people don't buy and people lose trust really quickly. For health and fitness, this doesn't happen to the same level, but it's still minor incongruencies that kind of need to honestly be really solved and tweaked to move forward, right? A very easy example of this would be like the small first impressions. Like, is the page tidy? Is the page organized? Is the page clear in terms of what it does? If you're constantly looking like you're in a rush, if you're constantly looking messy, overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, people kind of will quickly pick up on that energy and you'll probably start attracting anxious, stressed, overwhelmed people that maybe aren't the best people you want to work with. If you are a health and well-being coach where you're constantly posting like workout videos and you're constantly posting things that are not aligned to who you are and also not aligned to problem you're solving, people will start to feel kind of disconnected to your core message and will switch off. So before you post anything on your stories, on your main content, before you put anything, actually sit down and ask yourself, what is the reason I'm creating this post? Am I creating this post because I want to get more followers? Or am I creating this post to get more of the right followers? Am I just creating this because I want to feel my ego and I want to feel good and I want to see more likes? Or am I creating it because I actually want to move my business forward? So really ask yourself this question before you post stuff. Um, the frameworks I'll run you through make that process a lot easier, but this is super important here. Like, what's the reason behind the post you're making? If you have this extremely clear, you can, it's so much easier to actually get people from a new follower, even your profile, to actually book in a call extremely quickly as well, right? And again, I've touched on this already as well, but am I posting this because it's aligned to my brand pillars? Or am I posting this because I'm bored? Am I posting this because I want to get views and I want to feel good about myself? Like, take away your emotions about followers, about likes, about comments. Detach yourself as much as possible about that and really focus on offering calls, booking calls, and driving the business forward because that is going to move things forward exponentially quicker. And here's a very amazing, thing to keep in mind as well, mindset wise, right? The biggest and best creators on social media are themselves fully on social media, and over time that becomes their personal brand. So the solution should not be to copy someone else, but to lean in on being yourself online. If you think about, everyone here will know Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy didn't try to become popular by wearing a vest and a tank top and the shorts and a hat and do his beard like that. This is just exactly who he was. And over time, people start to resemble that with him because he kept showing up in exactly that way because it was just himself. If you think about anyone else, think about Ronaldo, think about Kim Kardashian, whoever big celebrity or fitness influencer there is, they became the personal brand because they were themselves over a long enough period and people started to realize that's exactly who they are. So your solution shouldn't be to try and copy someone for 2 months and then try and be someone else after that. Your solution should be to be exactly yourself. The person you are online, the person you are offline, to be online. That person, just maybe be slightly more animated. That's the solution to really build long-term trust and build a long-term personal brand as well on social media. So being your unapologetic self equals exponential growth with fire emoji. So it's really important that you lean in on that massively if you want growth and if you want to build a um, highly profitable personal brand and coaching business going into 2025. Now we've got the groundwork and the foundations out the way. Let's touch on your content calendar for growth, right? There's only 4 types of content you need to post every single week. Only 4 types. One is social proof content. This can be before and afters, but everyone knows this. But people get lazy with this as well. People think I haven't run off before and after, I can't post social proof. No, you can post testimonials, you can post interviews, you can post a client text screenshot, you can post voice notes, you can post Trustpilot reviews, you can record your coaching calls on Zoom and you can click them. You can just take pictures of your clients living their best life and you can post that as a social proof in a long caption. You can go and meet your clients and train with them and then you can put long captions talking about the emotional and the mental benefits and how amazing they've done. You can post a carousel win. You can do so much with this. It doesn't just have to be before and after. There's another 16 different ways you can probably post social proof. So there's ways you can post this, and you need to be posting this at least once a week in different forms to really move that forward. That's number one. Post number two that you need to be posting should be viral content. Right now, going into 2025 and end of 2024, is the easiest time in the world to grow on social media. It's the easiest time subpar maybe 2020 and 2018. It's one of the easiest times to grow. It's one of the easiest times to get millions of views and grow and get and move your business forward. Here's some examples of how you can do that. You can look at quote posts, you can look at nutrition, you can look at Twitter graphics, reaction videos, funny content, memes. All of these at the moment are getting massive amounts of reach on the explore page, and Instagram is showing this to other people that are not following you. So leaning in onto your personality and what you like and what you are as a person, and creating some of this would be a very, very sensible idea. For example, don't try and create all of them. Find out who you are as a person, which you do in step one, which is here. Once you know that, look at creating the ones that work for you. For example, if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I'm naturally not a very over the top funny person. I quite open about this. So I probably wouldn't be creating. I don't create this at all. Really, like maybe once in a blue moon. I create a lot of deeper quotes, stoic style quotes, and life quotes, and Twitter graphics, and reaction videos because that's just me as a personality. And these do really well because people see that I'm like that as a person. They get pushed to more people. It's all very congruent. It's very aligned. An easy way that you can do this, I think that might be touched on already. Um, it's not touched on that already. But an easy way you can find out what's viral content and what does well is to go onto your Instagram, ideally on your phone, go on Instagram or TikTok, and just click on, I think the explore page. No, yeah, it's the explore page. Yeah, Reels, Reels. The explore page on Instagram, but on the Reels section. This will give you some amazing inspiration in terms of what kind of content you can be creating that's already viral and popping off. 137 comments. You can look at doing this and recreating your tone of voice style. This is all kind of content that's already popping off and doing well. Like anytime you're doom scrolling on Instagram, just say the post that you feel you can be creating, recreating. This content already does well, so you can just recreate this in your style and your tone of voice. Similar with this, you can do a reaction video of this. You can do if you're more funny, you can take this and add your and change your caption to be relevant to your audience and your offer. You can take this and turn it into fitness content. You can do it with your friends, or you can take B-roll footage of you and turn it. So there's lots of stuff you can do. There's literally millions of things you can do with this course viral content. And it's just evergreen because then you're not stuck with content ideas. You just go on the explore page and find the ones that work and pop it. The next one, most of you guys on here are very good at value content already. I don't need to touch on this too much. Direct to camera, carousel calls, try call clips. I don't really see enough people doing this in my opinion. You can literally automatically record all your client calls and then you can clip them or get your setter to clip these calls into short form content. Like as an example of this would be, you probably see this a lot on my page. This was in person. This was just clipped off the back of an in-person event. Um, we do this a lot. If I can find some to show you. This was a client call. Dylan's like, I'm doing amazing, having such big wins. We clipped out as a client call. So you can do that. Simple swaps as well, like calorie swaps, nutrition swaps, training. You can do a lot in. And then the last bit of content is personal content, right? You can take weekly debriefs. You can take talking stories, you can take hobby posts, food, travel, dogs, literally anything you're into, turn that into a reel or a picture. It's going to be a great idea. Just doing content that gets people to know who you are, what you like as a person, what you get into would be a very, very powerful idea here. So again, like you need to build that personal trust, that like and trust, and you can really grow. And like I do that as well. So like if you look at some examples of this here, I'm being asked, um, kind of in a way, it's like if you lost everything, what would you do? It's a bit of personal content. Um, this one, anything in that style where that interview style is personal content. So that we do like a good split of this as well. Like this was a mistake we made early on. Like it's typically have nothing to do with business. The engagement on this is very good. Like what's your most valuable lesson? These do really well, and it also builds a lot of trust. And I think that as a style, even if it's just you and your friends, like asking yourself these questions would be a very, very good idea. Step two ticks off. Step three, your Instagram stories. This is where you're going to be doing a lot of your selling, right? And what you want to be looking at is a very simple schedule to use your Instagram stories for. And it's 3 or 4 steps, right? The very first thing you want to do after you watch this video, or as you watch this video, is literally map out on pen and paper your schedule for the day. literally like this. When do you like 6 a.m. all the way to like your time to go to sleep? Literally 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to the end of the day. When do you start your day? What do you do? Literally do this and literally put exactly what you do hour by hour. Once you've done that, the second thing of this would be to highlight the 3 to 5 best parts of this, the 3 to 5 parts that you look at and you're like, up until listening to an Instagram story. So coffee, if you have a coffee meditate, if you have coffee and you meditate, you can easily turn that into an Instagram story. Picture of your coffee, and make really excited to start my day for today. Picture of your meditation screen, you picture of you meditating, wherever that might be, very, very easy. You go into the gym, you can take a picture of you walking to the gym saying, time to train. Super easy. You filming your content, again, you can do that. Whatever it is, whatever the 3 to 5 most kind of best parts of your day are and the ones you think you can turn into an Instagram story, highlight them and use that and make it into a checklist. This is really important because we need to get really intentional and really serious because Instagram stories is where the selling happens. Um, make it into a very clear to-do list, right? So put down to your notes, put down to a screenshot on your phone if you need to. Literally put down a checklist, right? Every single day I need to take these stories. I need to go out and do this task so I can take the stories and I can upload them, right? 3 to 5 stories, you giving people a behind the scenes, a run through of your day to day, right? And the reason we do this is because again, it builds know, like, and trust. And it also makes it easier to sell in step 4 because you're doing this every day. The majority of your stories are about you, it's about your personal brand, it's about who you are. Then to 20% of your stories, you can do a daily softer and more direct story call to action, right? Those would be stuff like I have this free ebook, I have this free stress guide, I have this free health guide, I have some slots for my one-to-one coaching. Do you want this? Right? That's literally that. The only reason these will work well is because if you do this, right? If you do this, people will get to know you as a person. People will start tuning into your stories. They want to watch your day to day. They want to build know, like, and trust. And if you do that long enough, people then will watch through your ads, which this will just serve as an ad in between. People will be much more likely to watch through this, and be much more likely to sign up for stuff as well. So this only works well if this is being done here at a high level, right? That's what I would say with Instagram stories. And then the last part of this, or step 4 from this, as we wrap up here, is your daily non-negotiables, right? From a content perspective for 2025, to crush it, you need to be having at least one daily post. And you have so much templates in the portal. You have so much information. You have so many stuff and frameworks. Content can literally take like 10, 15 minutes to get content. If you're like, oh, I haven't got enough time to post content, it's probably because you're taking way too long to post content. You're just getting overwhelmed with stuff. So like, make content simpler if it takes you too long, and make sure you're posting at least one daily post. Like, you can post a bit of content for like in 10 minutes. And here's an amazing example of this. Like, these ones here could be done in 10 minutes, if not 5 minutes. Let me find one. This can be done in 5 minutes. This is a quote with a B-roll footage. This can just be done in 10 minutes on Canva. You have templates for that, so it's super easy. Um, and then on other days, you can just spend a little bit more time and create nicer content like this, for example, or like not nicer, but like more direct camera, more viral content, whatever it might be, right? Um, step 1. Step 2 is work through your 3 to 5 story highlights, which are here. And step 3, and this is like goes without saying, but make sure you're replying, voice noting all your warm leads and all your conversations um, on Instagram as well. So like, the setter will do a lot of the legwork for you, of course, but then you need to be jumping in and actually spending enough time in there, at least 45 minutes every single day, messaging people, replying to leads, voice noting people, all these people that like and showing you support for your content. Like, they will keep doing it if you show them acknowledgement, if you compliment them, and you'd also pick up clients off the back of it, which is the most important thing out of all of this, right? You know, keep um, that momentum moving forward as well. So that's the non-negotiables you need to be working through to create content and really kickstart 2025 to really, really crush it. that would be the biggest stuff. And then bonus tip, which I already mentioned on here, you can literally head over to bonus tip to find viral worthy content is to head over to TikTok or Instagram, like I've just shown you. So if you just click explore page, if you click on Reels on here, it will show you content that you can recreate. If this shows you bad content, if this shows you like people falling over, or like if it shows you bad content, let me if it shows you bad content, like if it shows you like content like this, like that you can't really recreate, it's useless content, like in the grand scheme of things. What you can easily do is just create a fresh TikTok account or a fresh Instagram account, and then just start liking and just start saving the posts that you want to be recreating. And then Instagram's really clever, TikTok's really clever, it'll start showing more content like that to you, and then you can just use that account, that TikTok account, Instagram account, just for inspiration to recreate stuff. Make sure you're careful with what kind of content you're liking and saving as well. If you're constantly sharing posts or liking posts to your partner or to your friends or to anyone that you can't really recreate, and someone will just keep showing more of that, so it's a bit pointless. So just be a bit careful and just curate that so you can see more of that content. It's easier to recreate. And then the last thing is start recreating on your style and tone of voice. That would be the biggest things to crush 2025. It's a lot of stuff in here, but it's information and it's systems and frameworks that will, the quicker you can get on top of this and the quicker you can kind of start building this out, you really dominate and crush it. So I'm really excited to see your progress and see you dominate as well. So any questions, as always, on any of this information, drop me a message. And let's dominate.